Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to convert 2D Autocad to 3D. However, you can see here there's an image I have searched on Google, and here you can find there's a 3D floor plan, and in which there are a lot of furniture placed, and grass, not grass actually, trees and plants that are placed, and many furniture things also placed. Now, you cannot create exactly the same thing in AutoCAD, but you can go to a certain extent up till this point actually. But if you want to create exactly the same thing, you can use another software like SketchUp. I've been giving you the tutorials on it. However, let's get started. This is a basic plan what I have. You can easily create this kind of plans, but how to extrude this, or I can say to convert this thing to 3D, you need to know certain commands. So let's get started. The first and the foremost thing is from 2D to 3D. If you want to convert, you need to hold shift and then click your middle mouse button in order to make this thing in 3D. That's the first thing. Again, I'm repeating that, shift and middle mouse button. This is known as actually orbiting. So that's the first thing. Now the next thing is for converting the any 2D information into 3D. I'm just creating a rectangle right now, and then I want to make this thing in 3D. So for that thing, I'm using a command extrude ext enter, and then I'm selecting it, pressing enter, and then you can see how I'm easily able to convert that thing. Clicking somewhere here, and you can see it's being converted. Now still you can see it's actually 2D wireframe. I want to make this thing in realistic view, so for that thing you can see here there's an option to wireframe. Click here and you can see there are a lot of options. Just go through one by one and you can see what all the things they are, but how I like it to be in realistic, so I'm just selecting realistic, and you can see how it got converted into realistic. Now next thing is if you want to just have some openings in this thing, and if you want to just make two objects as one object, yeah, you can do that thing as well. We have certain commands like subtract, union. I'll just give you a brief what exactly are they. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating another rectangle, and yeah, like this. And again, I'm trying to extrude this thing, ext enter, select enter. You can see I have created something. To what I'm going to do is I'm just going to subtract this rectangle from this. So sub for subtract, this is the command, enter, select this thing, enter, and select this thing, enter, and you can see here how it got subtracted. Now the next thing is union. So for that thing I'm just undoing this, and for that you need to just press Ctrl plus Z. Now for union you need to press UNIO and then press enter, select both of them and then press enter. Now these two things are going to be one, like exactly join command how it works. Now selecting one will select other as well. So that's actually about the union command. How can I use this thing for creating this plan is let's delete this thing, select and then enter. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create another rectangle. Actually for this thing you have to create one by one all the rectangles, but there is another way you can work out something like polysolid. So what is that thing? Let us see. POLY and then SOLID, polysolid. And then you can give this different kind of options available here. What's the height, what's the width, and what's the justification. So I'm gonna give the height as, let us say, 10 feet. And then I'm going to give width as let us say 6 inches. I don't know what exactly the thickness I took for this wall, but how I'm giving it to be 6 inches. And the justification, let me center. If at all I find any difficulty, I can change that thing later on, or let us say I just change that thing to L. Now the next thing is I'm going to just select or click here. Actually my own O snapping is off, so I'm just pressing F3 to make this thing on. So clicking here and you can see here how I am able to create a wall. And then I'm clicking somewhere here, just like that, clicking somewhere for orbiting. I'm just shift and middle mouse button and clicking here, again orbiting it, and clicking somewhere here, and then clicking somewhere here, and then here, here. So just like this you can actually create the walls. And finally closing from where I actually started that by clicking somewhere here, and then I'm pressing enter. Okay, the last thing doesn't get created. Remember to press enter, otherwise everything we created will be lost. So again, I'm getting back to my polished solid and clicking here, and then again going there and clicking the outer part. So this is how you can actually create the polished solid. Again, starting from here and clicking here and pressing enter. Yeah. So after creating of this thing, or like as I told you, you can actually create some rectangles and you can extrude them one by one in order to create these walls. So this is how usually people create the walls. Now for creating the doors and windows, there is another command like you can actually use subtract, like how I have used. I just create a wall and I extrude this thing. Like you can see here, I have a wall like this, and then I'm creating another rectangle, kind of like this. And this rectangle obviously should be having the width and dimension of the doors. And then the next thing what you need to do is you need to again extrude this thing to whatever height of the door you want it. And let's say I want this to be my height. And next thing is I want it to be going inside. Let's say M enter, and then try and move this thing inside, making a fade on so that it should move properly. And then I'm going to subtract this thing, sub enter, setting this enter, setting this enter. You can see how it got subtracted, but however it was not thick enough to subtract totally, so make sure that you have that thing perfect, like the thickness should be high. So you need to just make that door thicker so that you can subtract that thing properly. And next I will show you how we can just work on this solid tool, but in the next tutorial.